Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to the episode of the Arsenal Live. In today's video, the draft preview. The preview is tonight. The draft is tonight. I said not the preview. The preview is coming out. Then, well, I'm recording this. Like what time is it? It's 11:50. So it'll probably be back around like 12:30 like that. So you're probably watching it right now. But the draft preview is here. Supposed to be uploading yesterday, but we're here now. But it's a lot. It's a lot of different things going into this draft, because this draft right here is a lot of question marks around these players. It's a lot of question marks around these players. Like, you see a lot of people, like a lot of media, a lot of analysts and all that stuff like that. They all like just have a lot of questions and concerns, and like they don't know who's going first. They don't know who's going to be the first pick of the draft. It's like many different people like keep switching sides. Most times, like last year, years before last, like okay, we know who'll be the first pick. Like this guy's gonna be the first pick. This guy's gonna be the first pick. But this year, I don't know what's going on. Like last year's draft was a little different, because I think it was kind of like doing still like a little couple times too. They had people on there in person, but it's a little different. And I think it was more talent in last year's draft. But this year's draft, I feel like the receivers are very talented, but it's still some questions of the quarterback position. There's some quarterbacks in there. You got like guys like Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, who you see potential in. Ryder. I keep saying Riddler. I'm not keep saying that like he's a freaking villain from Batman. But Ryder, I feel like the draft they have talent, but like so many question marks around the quarterback position. So I don't know if any quarterback going top 10. That's some people have in their mock draft that some quarterbacks could be gone top 10. Like they had like Kenny Pickett going first, they had Malik Willis going first, they had Ryder going first. So it's like a mixture. So this is a lot of question marks. This draft right here is a little different, a little weird. It's a lot of question marks going into the draft. And like the old days, like last year and the year before last, stuff like that. Especially the year when they had the Joe Burrows and the Justin Herberts and stuff too. Remember a year like that? Yeah, you felt like it was like a lot of excitement. You're like, oh, this talent's right here coming in gonna be real A1 talents. Now, no disrespect to any of the draft picks, but this year like people ain't having that same like effect, the same impact. But I feel like it's some talent. It's the talent in the draft. But I think the question marks, concerns just come about like in the talent transition to the next level. Which was concerned in every draft probably, of course, because you don't know. You're kind of taking a risk. But I think when the Steelers get the 20th pick, I don't believe we should trade up, because like, especially unless we're looking for something specifically, which I don't think we're looking for anything in particular. Because after hearing what Stephen Colbert and Mike Tomlin said in that interview, they did a little live interview. They really wasn't looking. They sounded like they was just gotta like going with they gonna go with the flow. If the guy on their board falls to them, they'll take him. If he don't, they're not gonna trade up and like go for somebody. Because like I would be real heated if the Steelers traded up like the 8th pick to take a quarterback or something like that. Like, nah, just let it happen. Just wait till you get the 20 pick. I don't believe the Steelers taking the quarterback. I believe the Steelers probably taking the receiver. That's like first, I want us to take Jordan Davis, because I feel like Jordan Davis is good too. But I feel like the Steelers would take a receiver, because the receiver talent in this year's draft is very good. And guys who they had like kind of like at the bottom with us, like Chris Olave, Jahan Dawson, Jameson Williams, because he had the injury, and some of those guys like that. So like they might fall to the bottom a little bit. But if one of those guys are there, I believe the Steelers will probably take them in the 20 pick. And it'll be a good pick too, because if you look like the past years, you see that these receivers, like last year, you see Jamar Chase going crazy, and the year before that, T. Higgins, and you got guys like AJ Brown a couple years back, and you got guys like Justin Jefferson, who's been on a different level, and you got CeeDee Lambs and stuff like that. And you look at Devontae Smith, you look at all these young receivers, you like, man, these young receivers are pretty good. Even Claypool might have been the same level he was his rookie year, but he still put some solid numbers last year. You look at young receivers, like young receivers people been hitting gold on them, striking gold on them like these past 5 to 7 years, really, the young receivers. So you might as well like look at it like maybe we should take a young receiver. Maybe we should take one of the receivers in the draft. And we already good at like kind of like producing receivers and like getting production out of receivers. So adding a guy who's already talented, already at that level, and bring him into the system might have a future Hall of Famer, a future All Pro receiver. You never know what could happen. So I believe the Steelers will probably take a receiver in the first round, because the receivers are position lacking. D linemen too, because some of the guys getting older, and the little questions around it too. And we was ranked 32nd in run defense last year, so that probably a big concern too. And the Steelers always love linebackers, so that's gonna be something they address in the draft too. Maybe if you're a linebacker fall, they might take a linebacker first, but I believe they might be taking a receiver, because we don't have Claypool. We have Claypool, and we have Deontay. Deontay is the number one guy, then Claypool, and then we have Miles Boykin, who we signed, but he showed some flashes here and there, but he we doing based off of potential, because he's a 6'4", about 225 pounds. He can run. What's the name? Fat. I think like a 4.4 or something, or 4.39, something like that. So you're going based on potential. So we'll see how that works out. But we need we need somebody who's not, like, it might in the draft not guaranteed, but like the talent, because there's a reason they up here. The reason they're getting in the first round, great on them. So take one of those guys. Like, I wouldn't mind us taking the Jahan Dawson or Jameson Williams or Chris Olave. Chris Olave would be a perfect fit, probably. Jahan Dawson is a guy I want to take too. I know a lot of people saying that he's similar to Deontay Johnson. I had like the peak, like Stephon Diggs type receivers. The quick, shifty. They had a great route running and stuff like that. But Jahan Dawson got better hands. Because I seen him go up and snag some balls in the back of the end zone and just go up and just grab some stuff. No body catching, just go up there and grab with the hands and strong, firm hands and stuff. And I feel like he's faster too. You look at his stuff. He gets a bigger, deeper threat than Deontay Johnson. So adding him to the mix with Deontay Johnson would be cool. But adding Chris Olave is a different style of receiver. He's just he got that first class speed at second gear, and he can get out in space, and you're not gonna catch him. That probably help a lot. And help the quarterback a lot too, Mr. Trubisky. Because like opening up stuff. People start. The guy with that first class speed. You can double team that, and they're gonna open up stuff for other people too. And if he gets a step on him, and you get that ball out there, that's gonna be good. So we haven't had a deep threat in a while. So that'd be pretty cool. But we have to see tonight. I might be live streaming the draft too. I haven't had to register. I had to register on YouTube, something like that. But if I don't live stream today, I live stream on round 2 and 3. But we have some interesting stuff on here about Kevin Colbert, all the picks. I seen the tweet yesterday that was like showing Kevin Colbert all his picks since he's been here. So yeah, let's just see. We'll go through. We're gonna kind of like give him a. We're gonna give him a. My ranking system is like this. We give him a solid is like the in between. Solid in between. So it's like average in between. Then we have below solid, below average, and then you have good is above average, like Pro Bowl level and stuff, and then you got elite. So we're gonna go through that like that. Let's have a little fun on here. Okay. First thing first. Who's first? Casey Hampton in 2001 draft. Casey Hampton was that nose tackle we had. I think how many Pro Bowls? You see, I became a Steelers fan in 2000, like elementary school. I started getting into football. I played Madden by 2006 or 7ish. But I know some stuff about the past. I think Casey Hampton was like a 4-time Pro Bowl. I'm telling you here. Oh, they do tell you right here. Okay, he's a 5-time Pro Bowler. Yep, and he was part of the Super Bowl teams, of course. And so we'll give him elite pick. We'll give him elite pick to be make multiple Pro Bowls and to be part of the championship winning team twice. Come on. And then 2002 draft, the Steelers took Kendall Simmons. Yeah, Kendall Simmons was not a star. That was a below average pick, a bad pick, overreached. Madden, you play Madden and be like, you reached. We reached for that one. Yeah, for sure. 2003, Troy Polamalu. That's a super elite pick. Troy Polamalu, Hall of Famer, my favorite player. That's the reason I started liking the Steelers. See, I think the pop right there too. But we just started liking the Steelers with Polamalu. The guy that's fly around. He does everything. He does everything. He's inside. He's outside. He can do everything. He was a big part of our championship winning team. Defensive Player of the Year. He was All Pro multiple times. Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. Troy Polamalu, one of the best safeties ever. In my opinion, he's top 5 safety. Him, and not in particular order. Him, Ed Reed, Ronnie Lott. Those guys are probably top 3 safeties. And you can't. I can't. On top of the head, I can't think of the other 2 right now. But those are probably the top 3 safeties of all time. And Polamalu's in that list for sure. Okay, moving on to the next. Who was the next pick? 2004. Oh, Ben Roethlisberger. I said, yeah, of course, 2004. Roethlisberger, another player, one of my favorite players. Big Ben changed the style. He changed our style. Terry Bradshaw was an amazing quarterback, 4-time Super Bowl champion, but he didn't have the. Now, Terry Bradshaw was amazing because he did have some great games, some perfect passer rating games, and he was lighting it up. But Big Ben, I feel like Big Ben was a little more talented. Big Ben had that. Big Ben had the size. He had that. His arm was pretty nice too, and his ability to in the pocket. Like Big Ben made stuff out of nowhere. Like plays out of nothing. Like he's like kind of like that backyard Ben. He's called. Just he could get the ball, the pocket collapse. So he just start running around, circling, And then a guy just get open. You see Heath Miller open down the field, Santonio Holmes open down the field, Plaxico Barrett. So you see somebody down the field is open. You're like, oh, got him right there. Or Antoine Randall L. Somebody just getting open down the field, and he just find those guys. And he was just amazing. And like when he first came in, he was like, dang, this quarterback right here, he had a start. They were planning on sitting him, but then what's the guy got injured? Maddox got injured, and then Big Ben came in. He finished that game against the playing against the Ravens. Played against the Ravens, and then the next game, the next game was the Patriots, where he beat them. I think that's the next game, yeah. And then he just went on a winning streak, and then he went undefeated his rookie year. So that was the Big Ben the first ballot Hall of Famer as well. So yeah, that's super elite pick. Moving on to the next. Who's the next? Heath Miller. I'm gonna say that's a good pick. I'm gonna say good pick. I don't say elite pick, but Heath Miller's a good pick. Heath Miller is he might be the best tight end in Steelers history. Now if you guys are some older fans, and you know like some tight ends from the old days that I don't know of, then leave in the comment section. But I think Heath Miller might be the best tight end in Steelers history. He was amazing. He had like close to 7,000 yards receiving. I can't remember it exactly, but he had close to, I think. And him and Big Ben was on the same page. Heath Miller all reliable. Just like he was just like that workhorse guy you have on your team. That's like the standard guy. Be like, okay, this guy right here, I know for sure on third down, fourth down, yeah, go for it. I can go to this guy. I know he's gonna catch it. I know he's gonna be there. I know he's gonna block. I know he's gonna do all the little things. And he was a very humble guy. He's a nice person too. You see some interviews and stuff. Heath Miller's awesome. Heath Miller's very awesome. Okay, moving on next. Santonio Holmes. I'm gonna say Santonio Holmes is a good pick. The reason I'm gonna say good, you might look at his career stats by saying, I don't know how many yards he had receiving wise, but I know with us he was pretty good. I'm gonna say good pick because he the Super MVP. He was receiver. Receivers don't really win Super Bowl MVP like all the time like that. Of course they win it, but they win it all the time. And Santonio Holmes, he went crazy. He went crazy in the Super Bowl. That last drive, him and Big Ben was on. They was connected. Big Ben went to him like I think almost every play. Big Ben went to him on that drive. Then at the end, I watched that Super Bowl in my granny house. That was a while ago. Of course, 2000. That's the last time we went to the Super Bowl. Actually, no, that's the last time we won a Super Bowl. 2008 and 9 is season. And when Big Ben threw that ball, and I didn't know he was throwing to. I was like, oh, who's throwing to the back of the end zone? And then Santonio Holmes just catch the ball and just fall down for the game and touch. That was like some magical dream, like something you write in a story or Madden or something, like something like you try to reenact, like you writing a movie. That was just a perfect drive, and he went crazy that drive, and that solidified him. He would go down. He's forever solidified in history, NFL history. He made one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history ever. Like him and James Harrison made one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history ever. That's amazing. James Harrison didn't get drafted, but he was on our team. But 2007, who was it? Lawrence Timmons. I'm gonna say Lawrence Timmons was a solid pick. Lawrence Timmons because he played 11 years, 9, 10, 11 years around that in the league. He was solid. I'm gonna say solid and almost good. He never made the I don't think he made the Pro Bowls like that, but he was solid. He was a very solid piece of inside linebacker for us, and he made plays here and there, and he was like what they call him they call him something Law Dog, right? They call Lawrence Timmons something like that. But Lawrence Timmons, he made some plays for. He was a solid pick. He was a guy you had a respectable career. He might not have been the All Pro and stuff like that, but he had a respectable career. Nice stats. He had a lot of tackles too. He had close to 900 tackles, 800, 900 tackles, something like that. But Lawrence Timmons is very. He was good. He was good. He was solid. So I'm gonna give him a solid good rating. Solid good. Okay, 2008, Rashad Mendenhall. I'm gonna say solid. Rashad Mendenhall. He was a solid running back. Solid running back for us. He was a part of the Super Bowl team. The one that won, I think. Yeah, I think he's part of the Super Bowl team, the one that won. He was a solid piece though. Solid piece. Who else? Who's next on here? Vander Hood. No. Vander Hood was not all that. We thought it was gonna be all that. Vander Hood, what they call him? So they call him something. I forgot what they call him. the Higgy or something like that. But Vander Hood was not all that. Vander Hood, he had coming in like, oh, we see like this guy, this big strong guy, he doing all this crazy stuff. Be like, oh, he coming in, but he had to tear the league up. Nah, it just wasn't. It just wasn't a fit. And like, and like you just tell like it wasn't ready for the level. Cause like some players get drafted to bad teams, like they might get drafted to like no offense to with the Jaguars or something like that. You be like, okay, maybe they have a little different scenery, but you have to talk about the Steelers. You have to talk about royalty, NFL royalty, the Steelers, the standard. Like, come on. And he couldn't excel. And he had all those defensive pieces around you too. He still couldn't excel, through it. And he was always injured. He was injured too, here and there too. So, and he got on the field, he really didn't do too much. So it was not a good pick. No, not good. In 2010, who we drafted? Marquis Poncey, good pick. A multiple time Pro Bowler. And he was the foundation. He was the foundation of the offensive line for a decade, basically, right? Because he retired after 2020 season, 2020-2021 season like that. Retired after that. He was the standard, like the standard for our old line, playing with tough grittiness, and he a multi-time Pro Bowler, and he was just amazing. He was amazing. So that's definitely a good pick. 2011, Cameron Hayward, that's an elite pick. Cameron Hayward started off a little gradually early on, and he kicked up steam in the past 4 or 5 years. He's been playing very good, especially the past 3 years. He's been playing real good. All-Pro multiple times. I think like 3 times. I think his first team, he made it twice, and then he made second team before. Multiple-time Pro Bowler. He's just a beast. It's like he got better with age. He got better. And the older you got, the better you got, because the more IQ you pick, the more IQ you get in the game, because you play and you see these things like that. And last year he was the driving force. Richard Wyatt was injured and stuff, and that Charger game right there, that Charger game last year, we lost. I love Cameron Hayward, that fight he had in that game. He was going crazy, and then making that play when he took the ball up. So who was it? It was Cam Sutton to get the interception. He was in that game going crazy, the sacks and stuff. And, remember everybody just let Justin Herbert run through. He just ran and chased him down and got him. So I love Cam Hayward just like fighting and kind of keep the defense, keep the defense right up. Even though our defense was not looking too good last year, he was playing his heart out, and that's why he was All Pro last year again. Okay, 2012, David Castro. That's a good pick. It's a good pick. He made 5 or 6 Pro Bowls, I think, in a row. He went crazy. He might have been an All Pro too. I don't remember too much, but I think he was an All Pro too. At least so. David Castro, yeah. Who's next? Jarvis Jones? No. Jarvis Jones was maybe see flat. I can remember one game Jarvis Jones made a good play. I think that it was that game against Kansas City Chiefs. We played him on Monday, I think. We beat him 40. We beat him 5, 6 touchdowns. He threw 5 touchdowns, I think, or 6 touchdowns. He threw something. Yeah, Big Ben was going crazy that week. Those 2 weeks in a row. Then it might have been the game. Le'Veon Bell would return from suspension, and then remember he had the good run. He had a good day that game too. But Jarvis Jones, I think he made a strip sack. That's the only play or interception. It was an interception or strip sack. That's the only time I remember Jarvis Jones' name, him making a play. The dreads and stuff. He was number 90. Was it 96? He was number something. But Jarvis Jones, yeah, it wasn't good. Yeah, that was a. I hate to call people bust, draft bust, but it just didn't work out. On 2014, Ryan Shazier, good pick. He made Pro Bowl a couple times. His career came to an end after that spine injury. But the main thing important about him is that he can walk now, and he's healthy, and he's good now too. He might can't play football anymore, but his story can inspire millions too. Football, you got taken away from him, but he got back on his feet. He able to walk. He able to I believe he's a father too. So he able to be a family man still, like that. He's be able to still, live his life still. Even though football might be a big part that's gone from him, but he still find ways to, help that. And I seen and Ryan Shazier he was very good, man. He was very, very good. That injury was just sad and tragic. Cause that defense that year, he was the heart and soul in the defense. That defense went crazy that year. That's the year we won 13-3. And we lost to Jaguars, but Ryan Shazier, even though our secondary wasn't the best, Ryan Shazier made sure he kept that thing on lock, and our defense was looking good. And I feel like if he never got that injury, never happened, I feel like we would have won a Super Bowl that year for sure. With him, the play he was playing, we would have definitely won a Super Bowl that year for sure. But yeah, 2015, Bud Dupree, I'm gonna say average pick, because Bud Dupree early on wasn't too good, and then that's why we kept franchise. If he would be still here if he was that good, but we kept franchise tagging him over and over because we didn't know, because he really like later in his Steelers career. He's on the Titans now, of course, but he was showing a little more. But was that in favor of T.J. Watt? Because T.J. Watt, he was here before T.J. Watt, and he wasn't doing all that. But was that in favor of him getting better? But I don't know. So I'm gonna give my average pick right now because I still haven't seen that like eliteness from him. He was good. He had good moments, stuff like that. But I'm gonna still put it in the average thing because they don't weigh out the stuff we've seen at the beginning. Okay, 2016, Artie Burns, not good because it started off good his rookie year. I thought he had some potential. I was like, okay, he actually not. He getting burnt a little bit sometimes here and there, but that happened to everybody. I feel like he plays aggressive a little bit. He has potential. Then, like it was going up and it just start crashing down. He was just getting cooked by a lot of people. Like, oh my god, what's going on? And he was getting like it was just bad. And then still said that they couldn't do it anymore. Just like Sean Davis too. I think they got the same year. And it was just like, dang, what's going on? Like they started off, they had so much confidence. They were playing with so much confidence, and they started just falling off. And it was just not that good. So yeah, I'm gonna say not good. 2017 pick. Who was 2017 pick? T.J. Watt, right? Yep, T.J. Watt was 2017 pick. I ain't gotta say too much about T.J. Watt. You guys know T.J. Watt, Defensive Player of the Year, first team All Pro like 2 or 3 times, and multiple time Pro Bowler. He's about to break the Steelers sack record already in like 5 or 6 years. So he's a freaking beast. He's gonna be a future Hall of Famer for sure. Troy Edmonds, I'm gonna say solid. The past 2 years he's been doing good. Now he produced this year as well. When he did the past 2 years, I'm gonna move up the good pick because he's been playing pretty good the past 2 years. Now early on he didn't play too well, but the past 2 seasons he's been playing real good, and I feel like he can like make the next step this year. This year is probably the year of him to make the next step, the next jump. Moving on to the next, we got Devin Bush. Devin Bush, I'm gonna pick solid pick. He started off good. On the second year, the injuries happened and stuff, and then last year not look too good at all. But he's very young. He got a long career ahead of him, so I feel like he can get it going. In 2020, we didn't have a first round pick, but we traded our first round pick for Minka Fitzpatrick, and that was probably one of the best trades you can do. Because I wish Big Ben was not injured that year. Because I don't know if Big Ben wasn't injured, would we have made the trade? I don't know if we did. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question to ask. We probably would still did because we still didn't need a safety, and then Minka Fitzpatrick wanted out. The Dolphins made it better, but Minka Fitzpatrick, there you go. He's a 2-time first team All Pro. He's a Pro Bowler twice. He should have been Pro Bowler last year too. They kind of bamboozled him out of the Pro Bowl spot, but he's one of the best. He's one of the best safeties in today's game. And last year he showed a lot of grit and toughness. People saying he can't tackle, he getting ran over, he can't. And he did. He came out there and he was one of our best tacklers from any position. He was coming downhill, hitting the running backs and getting there, and he was playing real good defense. He was playing scrappy. And last year he showed like his toughness. Last year, like, okay, I want to disrespect me like that. I got something for y'all this year. And this year he went crazy. And last year he went crazy. And then this year I expect him to do even crazier and better things. So Minka is definitely good. Najee Harris, good pick. He had he rushed for 1,200 some yards, and he had like 400 receiving yards. I think Najee had like 70 catches too, something like that, 75 or 80 catches. He had a lot of catches too. Like a lot of check downs, stuff like that. But Najee is that workhorse back you can use every down. But hopefully this year we draft somebody in the draft later down the line so we can kind of keep saving him. Conserve him for the playoffs. Remember his arm got hurt. Save him for the playoffs. But Najee Harris was a good pick. People didn't like the pick at first. They were like, oh, Najee not good. If Najee was not on our team last year, we would have lost some of those games. Some of those games, Najee Harris went crazy. He went crazy. He was making big plays out of nowhere, out of nothing, and making things that he was finding space out of no space there. I'm surprised he rushed for 1,200 yards behind that line. But yeah, that's really the end of the thing. So we're gonna see who else add to this list in the first pick. Would it be somebody would it be a Jarvis Jones? Hope not. Like player, Artie Burns like player, or would it be somebody who's solid like Bud Dupree or something like that, Santonio Holmes like, or would it be somebody elite like a T.J. Watt, like a Cam Hayward, like a Palomalu? We'll see tonight on the draft. But that's all I got for you guys today. The video kind of long, but just having fun. So I might live stream the draft if they can verify my stuff. They said it take 24 hours. I did it a little later, so hopefully. Maybe skip the process. Hopefully it speeds up. But I will be making a video as soon as we got first. If the Steelers have select this guy in the draft, I'm gonna be making a video. So stay tuned. And I'll see you guys when I see you tonight. Peace.